Good morning. It's a beautiful Sunday, and we just returned from church, and we're reading the paper. And it's as dark as ever with the accusations of left and right. So today I saw an article by a gentleman named Eric Georgatos that really brought home to why we, as a family here, feel that, maybe like you, that this is the most important election in our history. It's socialism and communism versus liberty and freedom. We resent many of the things that have occurred in the last 20 years or more. When you start to count them up like this gentleman did, and I'll recount them, I want to see how you feel. I resented that Barack Obama, when president, claimed authority to transform America. He didn't admit to it immediately, but late in his first campaign, he started to tell the story of change and how he was going to change this country. The American people who voted for him, I don't believe voted for that transformation. I resented his Attorney General, Eric Holder, deliberately running guns to the Mexican cartels under a program called Fast and Furious. That program was to get American gun manufacturers in trouble and morph it into an anti-Second Amendment movement. I resented Barack Obama when 27 times by everybody's count, he said you can keep your doctor and keep your insurance plan as he introduced Obamacare and changing the entire healthcare system. He lied, and we all know that he lied. I resented Nancy Pelosi when she told the predominantly Democratic House at that time that they had to vote yes on the legislation before they could read it. It made a mockery out of our legislative system. I resented President Barack Obama telling the Russian President Medvedev on camera that to encourage Vladimir Putin to wait until after he was elected for the second term because he'd have more flexibility. Who is the Russian agent? It's not President Trump. Maybe it was Obama. I really resented when it all came out, Obama's exploiting the Trayvon Martin. A tragedy, yes, but they stoked racial tensions and he fueled that fire. It's no different than he and the, again, Attorney General said they proved hands up, don't shoot was real, but it wasn't. And that same Department of Justice ultimately proved that never happened. I resented both Obama and Hillary Clinton escaping all accountability and their abject lying over the Benghazi attack on our consul, our ambassador, and the wonderful CIA operatives who came to their defense. They died, as you remember. They blamed it on an anti-Muslim video. That was a lie, and all of us know that. And I resent the fact that Barack Obama, when president, went on a tour of the Mideast and supporting the Muslim Brotherhood, who openly seek the destruction of America. Don't we all resent the fact that it was a midnight cargo plane that took $150+ billion in cash and dropped it on a runway in Iran, which has helped to fuel the Iranian expansion of terror in the Mideast and development of nuclear weapons? No accountability, but common sense tells you that was wrong. I also resent in this current environment Joe Biden bragging about how he held up financial aid of over $1 billion to the Ukraine until they fired a prosecutor who was investigating his son. And don't you resent the fact that son with no energy experience, no financial acumen, was given $1.5 billion by the Chinese? And you ask yourself, why? Doesn't take much common sense to say it was to influence American legislation in their favor. That's called quid pro quo. You look at all of this and you start to come up with the conclusion that this transformation of America was a transformation to socialism and communism. Now, we've had the media against us. We've got everybody fighting to overturn the current administration that was duly and fairly elected. So as evidence comes out about the Obama, CIA, FBI, Department of Justice coup attempt against candidate and then President Trump, any moderately intelligent observer knows the evidence that keeps accumulating and becomes overwhelming and irrefutable establishes corruption and dishonesty in our government. Now, if you want more of that, this election in 2020 is about that. It's about socialism, control of you through healthcare, control of you through environment and energy policies, control of you and everything you do. Get rid of the Electoral College, go to a single popular vote, and you have socialism. One person gets to run, they get all the votes. That's the way it's going. So you can vote for liberty and freedom and the American way, but it's going to take you to get out and take action. So on this beautiful Sunday, wherever you are in America, count your blessings, but say, I think I better stand up in 2020 for what has made our family great and what has made America great. Have a blessed weekend.